You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AfterBuzz TV for MTV's The Challenge Rivals. Tonight's host is DJ Jesse Janity. Joining Jesse will be AfterBuzz co-hosts Emily Harbert, Mari Fagel, and Isabel Mora. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest MTV's The Challenge Rivals news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, DJ Jesse Janity.
Yo, what up, AfterBuzzers? It's your boy DJ Jesse Janity here with the Duchess of AfterBuzz TV,
with Mike Duke.
Emily Harbert.
Hi.
What's going on, girl?
Nothing. Chilling with Maria's Every Girl's Guide to Life.
Awesome
my
book.
Favorite book ever.
To die
ever. It's amazing. You just have to go out and get it. It will change your life.
I watch these reality shows, and I think we should just send all these people for these shows, this book, just so they can get their life together on track.
Yeah, because, they all have some... Here's my thing. If you're on a reality show...
By the way, our friend is on the line. And in fact, not a friend, now a co-host. In fact, not a friend, now a co-host.
Oh, let's say it a couple times.
Now a co-host.
Oh, let's say it a couple times.
It's
No, he's...
Steve, are you here?
Steve!
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
How are you?
You're the one that
Not too bad,
tweeted
yourself?
me. You tweeted me a few days ago, right? Last week,
Yeah,
I think.
last
Yeah,
week.
with some awesome insight about Dustin.
Yeah.
Awesome. So now, Steve, how do you get the scoop on this? On all this?
He was on another podcast and he was talking about it.
Oh, really?
And again, it's Dustin, so who knows how truthful it is.
That's for sure.
Now, have you been a reality TV fan for a while, or are you more of like the real world challenges type fan?
Mainly any like competition-based reality, like Real World, so challenges, and like Big Brother Survivor, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so definitely challenges.
So you know
Hardcore.
all the drama
Definitely
that's
challenges.
so you know all the drama that's gone down with the fresh meat and all that.
Yeah, I've been watching Challenge for a pretty long time.
Awesome.
Sweet.
So what do you think of this whole Rivals challenge that MTV put together?
I think it's an interesting concept, but we're seeing how it's playing out now. It's like the same people over and over again, like the main three people, and then everyone else just following along.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
the way they wanted it.
Yeah, it's like TJ said an interesting thing. Like when Wes and Kenny were put in, he was like, "You guys thought your friends could get you in like scot-free,
Yeah.
but no, but." What is also interesting with the whole fighting with Jasmine, and we'll get to that, but it seems that they're fighting with each other, but they're standing up for their partners. Everybody's like sticking up for the partners, which is like creating more fights with other people.
I mean, that's your money.
Yeah.
You know, you got that's your partner. They paired you up. I think they could have done a better job pairing Rivals up.
Do you agree, Steve?
Yeah, it depends who you're talking about. Like some of the people on the show, like why are they even there? Like Tyree and David.
Yeah, that
Exactly.
was weird.
Well,
That was like a drama from back in the day, which I'm sure they squashed by now.
exactly. Now, how do you feel like the whole Leroy and Mike situation? Wouldn't you've way more preferred? I keep saying it, but Dustin and Mike. I would love
Yeah,
Dustin to be in
that
this
would've been
house.
awesome. I think Dustin on this challenge would have been pretty cool, just because the people on it hadn't seen like how he reacted to the whole gay porn thing on
Yeah.
Las Vegas. So just seeing how Kenny, Evan, all those clowns would have
That's-
reacted to it.
That's what I was thinking. One of the reasons he probably didn't want to go, because he didn't
Yeah,
want to have to deal with that
He would have
again.
got picked on.
He
yeah.
would have gotten picked on, and it's like this house, it's just all alpha males, and
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think he wanted to deal with that again.
But you know what's interesting about that situation? When I think of why I wanted Dustin in this, wasn't because of the whole gay thing. It was because of that one episode
With
where
the race
on the race
car.
cars.
Yeah.
He's so competitive.
He's so
and
competitive.
he's like, the thing that pissed me off with Wes in this episode is he's just talking about, I'm
a Greek god.
Yeah, he's got a nice body, but my body looks like a Greek god.
Yet you're so pasty and like you're so unattractive.
You play football, but I think I've beaten all of my past football players. Like, oh, get over yourself, dude. No one
He's
cares.
definitely on steroids or something too. I mean, he was not big back in Austin.
Yeah, he really wasn't. That's so true. But I remember like when Kenny and Wes were always fighting, I was always kind of on Team Wes because even though he was cocky, he was smarter about it. Kenny was like, I'm doing this just because I'm popular and like people love me.
Right. And if you guys remember, like Kenny's like kind of that cocky jerk jock.
Yeah.
Where Wes, he's cocky, but then at the end of all the episodes, he has this like epiphany, and he like gets deep and has this long conversation about it with whatever girl he's flirting with. Actually, Steve, so since you watch, you're really into the challenges. We were actually just talking before the show started.
Because we saw next week.
Well, CT and Mandy are in like a little romance right now.
Doesn't Wes have a past with Mandy?
He was partners with her back in Fresh Meat 2, but
nothing ever happened,
So it
but
was
they
just
were partners.
Okay.
Yeah, they were partners.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew there was some allegiance
he hit
to
on
her.
Teresa that year.
Oh, that was Teresa's year.
That was Teresa, and that's
okay.
and then like there was a whole Camilla thing, and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which Teresa and Camilla this episode.
So
but
do I.
before we
Yeah.
get into that, I mean, let's just start at the beginning. We had Mandy and CT. They're doing this little romance thing.
I don't hate CT yet.
I don't
literally
either.
I don't hate him yet. I'm rooting for him because it's like this gang of boys who think they are going to get away scot-free and can just like
Wait, always.
and they always do. They're like, okay, like blah blah blah, and they're just trying to get him out. And I
But-
know he's crazy, but it's like
I don't get the same vibe from this challenge. I don't see how the alliance is working yet. I feel like they think, oh, we're gonna team up and be an alliance, but I don't see like that didn't work for the girls.
what do you mean?
In the sense of, or maybe they're just being weak along the lines of putting people into the jungle, like the whole
The weak teams to go against.
right. Like I mean, even in this one, I was really upset with Tyree because there's so much fresh meat there that Tyree was like, oh, Kenny and Wes picked us. That means everyone else is gonna pick us too.
Yeah,
It's probably true.
it is true. But
Do you really
like,
think that? Because this is a whole different group of people
Yeah,
who don't know Kenny and Wes.
it's true, but it's like, it's kind of, I mean, obviously, like Adam and CT probably wouldn't have picked them.
Leroy and Mike
wouldn't have, but I think like a lot of the girls will,
Yeah.
like Cara Marie and
That's true.
Laurel, like Evelyn and Paula, and then like some of those they'll stick with that
Teresa and
group.
Camilla were
Yeah.
rooting for Kenny, so
Yeah, they'll stick with that group. Probably Jen and whoever, and Mandy.
Yeah.
Jen and Mandy will. So we'll see.
definitely have the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about the scene of I just love our boys Mike and Leroy. Mike's sitting there at the table
God.
talking about scientific crops.
Yeah. And it's like,
You're at the challenge, dude.
dude,
None of these people
yeah,
care.
Like literally, Kenny said it's like, it's so right. Like, yeah, he's smart. But here's the thing, like we saw in the preview, we'll talk about in predictions, but like smarts, it helps when you're like in puzzles or
Yeah.
to play the game like Wes. Being book smart does not help. Being being good with people, having common sense helps.
Right.
Like, I don't know how far his brains will go in this challenge.
Yeah.
But I think he's still better than Adam would have been for Roy Lee.
Oh,
Oh,
Right.
yeah,
Definitely.
definitely.
I mean, what does Adam have? Adam's not athletic. He's just a jackass. So
Yeah,
Right.
I think Leroy wins on this one.
yeah, totally. Leroy's obviously a happy guy, but I think Leroy, by the way, like when I saw Leroy and CT like walk into the meditation with Nehemiah and stuff, I was like, Leroy has a huge future on these challenges. Like also the way that like Wes was trying to like coerce Adam last episode, was trying to coerce Adam, and Leroy was like, no, don't listen to this ass. Like Leroy knows what he's doing.
I even think from
definitely does.
From the Vegas show, I think Naomi's gonna have once she gets into one challenge, I think that they'll keep throwing her into it.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I just
Like Nane on it too. She looks like she could be just able to compete. So.
Yeah, Nani could really.
I could see that, actually.
Because Nani has an athletic side to her, and Nani's a crazy bitch.
Have they had a best friends one? A best friends challenge?
No.
No. This is the first one they've really done like picking the partners like that. Besides Fresh Meat.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's get into the challenge. I mean, what do you think? What do you think about the actual challenges this season so far that we've seen? They're kind of intense, and they're different. To me, I feel like they're different.
I think the one on tonight was pretty good, but the one last week was just pretty lame, jumping off a cliff. I mean, what does that really do? But this one tonight seemed more like intense and more.
See, the thing is, in the previews, I thought this was going to be the craziest challenge I've ever seen with like smashing cars, and it ended up just being like a teamwork challenge.
Right.
Yeah.
I think like I've actually personally been a little disappointed
with the challenges,
because it was like, oh, they're going to be jumping. I mean, last week they were like hitting that rock.
That's the only thing.
That was big, but they haven't been. Last week wasn't difficult, really.
Even the jungle challenges are kind of like, really?
Yeah, it hasn't necessarily been. This one was hard, but with the smashing of the car thing, like I feel as if they tried to make it like badass, but. And I'm sure, like, it felt like it's every guy's dream, like, smashing a car. But that translating onto television doesn't seem, like, as cool.
Right.
Yeah, but still, like, more of a payoff than just jumping off a cliff. So, at least it had that. Yeah, I agree with you for the most part. It was pretty.
I'm also sick of everybody just getting disqualified.
I mean, and it was over the dumbest things.
Yeah, I'm sick of the DQing.
You didn't see that piece of glass or the piece of metal poking up, and it was like what Mike said at the end. You go slow, you go steady, and you get it through. Now, let's just talk about who actually made it through. We had Johnny and Tyler. They got through. Camilla Teresa got through. Nehemiah Evan. Jasmine Joanna did not. And Janae. And this was actually when they were in the middle of competition. This is where we see that Janae was kind of, I'm going to say, jealous of Camilla.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, she requires too much attention. And I loved how you were like,
yeah.
No, that's because you want the attention.
Yes, because
you're not getting it.
Good point.
Exactly. Tyree Davis, Adam Ct, Evelyn, Paula, Leroy, and Mike all got through. Now, I missed this part. Why did Adam and CT win over Mike and Leroy?
Just time.
It was just quicker time, yeah.
It was
just time.
So with that kind of aggravated me with Mike because I understand, slow and steady wins the race.
But it doesn't.
This is about time.
Like, that's the thing. Like, you just have to slow and steady in these challenges doesn't win.
Right.
Sorry. When everything's timed, doesn't win. Sorry. You have to. And by the way, this is his first challenge. He's going to learn, I guess, is a way to he'll see. But, and I mean, we saw next week he's going to be in tears, which probably won't go over well for a bunch of people. But I think like what Adam said, and it kind of confused me because Adam was like, it's just happening. Like Adam and CT are a good team. Like they are actually working together. But then Adam's kind of going behind his back and being like, I can't stand him.
And that to me is where it's going to blow up.
Adam's the one that's surprising me.
No, because Adam's always been like that. I know you don't really remember the Paris one.
I don't remember Paris.
At first, I really liked Adam, and then he just was this little bitch.
Because you could tell all the other guys were manipulating him. All those like 6 guys in that room were saying like, we need to get him, and there's like, okay, yeah.
And there's a difference between, if you want to complain to them about the situation, if there was something actually to complain about. Mm-hmm. CT's not giving you any reason to complain.
Yeah.
You're winning.
Yeah.
You're winning. You're working together. CT has not snapped yet.
Yeah.
He's apparently this changed. Go ahead.
He hasn't snapped yet.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's coming.
Right.
We saw in the previews that he has.
But how do people snap? You get pushed to a certain
You get
point.
provoked, yeah.
But
it's like that's what the guys are planning to do.
Exactly, and I think they're using Adam for that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, Adam, you're really not smart enough to see that you need to be working with your teammate.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't really no good to partner up with those guys, and no matter what he does, he's always going to be with CT. So it's best to work with your partner rather than
which he did bring up. He was like, no matter what, this guy is in the confessional type thing. He was like, this guy's my partner. I'm tethered to him. Like, I can't do anything about it. But I don't know.
But
I'm like,
the trash talking. It's just gonna get.
I'm so torn with their team. It's just like, I don't know. We'll see. Because the thing is too, like, from all the clips that the previews we've seen, we saw maybe one with like a voiceover with Adam, but it could have been from something else.
Right.
All of CT fighting has been with Wes.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, clearly going to become just be like, who's the alpha male in the house? Mm-hmm. And Mandy's, I mean, she's a cute blonde. Of course, she's gonna
stir up
some. I like her.
I like Mandy. Yeah.
But those two never really liked each other anyway. Wes and CT. That one goes back to one of Wes's first challenges. I forget the name of it, but he went in there. He went in there, or he sent someone else in against him, and I think CT was about ready to kill him.
Oh, I'm sure.
Wes ended up winning that one. So.
Oh, CT. Oh, Wes beat CT.
I forget how CT was eliminated, but the overall challenge, I know Wes won. It was one of the ones where just one person won. So that was
the duel, maybe. Was it the duel?
It might have been the duel.
Or was it the ruins?
What was the ruins?
The
ruins was like a was the ruins a rookie versus veteran one?
I think it was the champions versus the not champions.
Yeah.
The ruins?
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of names mixed together.
It's so crazy how many they've had.
Now they don't even call it Real World Road Rules. They just call it the challenge because there's nobody
the
for
rule as well.
21 seasons. All right, so Adam and CT win. Wes and Kenny get thrown into the jungle, and this is at that point where they're all sitting down, and like I said earlier, they picked Tyree and Davis. Mm-hmm. And I understand to a point why Tyree did what he did, because it's kind of a alpha male thing. When you get pushed, when someone pokes at you, you
don't want to seem
Right.
weak. He didn't want to be like, no, I don't want to go in. Like, I don't want to.
He didn't, but and he didn't have to show himself as weak. It's just about not.
Yeah.
He could have just went with the flow and seen what happened. Mm-hmm. Maybe someone would have offered a better choice. Or something. I don't know. I just didn't like.
So they get thrown in, and then that's when Shiznit really went down.
Yes. Now Jasmine is obsessed with Tyree
for a really weird reason.
Because she misses her boyfriend.
Kenny, I will say, Kenny said it right. Like, Tyree is like this ugly, like, by the way, here's the thing. Look at the bodies of all these guys on the show, and then look at Tyree's body and be like, what?
It's like,
you have a boyfriend? Like,
well, who knows what the boyfriend...
That's where she needs Tyree.
Right. I mean... Jasmine ain't that.
She is a dynamo. Like, she is the like epitome of like dynamite comes in small packages.
She's on the wrong show. She needs to be on Bad Girls Club. She would be amazing on that show.
Do you know what I always find so funny? Naomi did this a lot on Real World when they're like, I'm from Houston. We don't back down in Houston. And like how Naomi would go, I'm from Queens. Like, this is not how we do it in Houston.
I hate that.
I hate that. I'm gonna be like,
hate that.
this is not how we do things in the Pacific Palisades, bitch.
I'm curious where something like that would go down. Like,
Yeah.
what town would you say, no, that's the way we do it in whatever town I'm from?
I'm from
Nobody
Houston.
goes for that.
If we were in Houston right now, she would have been cut. Well, you're not.
Yeah.
You're on the Real World Challenge. And if you cut her, you would have been disqualified and never brought back on again. Sorry.
And there's cameras on you, so if you cut her, you're probably going to jail.
Exactly.
By the way, here's the funny thing. There's like, Houston has like really wealthy like Houston.
Wait, but Houston can be. I know some ghetto parts of Houston.
But like also it's like out of all the badass places,
Yeah,
I wouldn't think like Houston. It's like with Naomi saying like I'm from Queens, or you're saying like I'm from the Bronx, like that I get. But like,
Well, there's different types of crazy. There's crazy that, and she's on the screen right now, and she just distracted me. All right, so there's two types of crazy that you can be when it comes to fighting. You can be legit, which, let me just get into this. Basically, Janae starts freaking out over this whole Camilla thing, and it's
Yeah.
just like.
It's just a girl wanting attention.
Right.
Like,
And I can see, okay, you want to talk the
it's
shit
another,
at first. That's
but by
cool.
the way, too, if you think about it, they're kind of like, they kind of have the same kind of, I think Janae's prettier, but they have the same kind of look, like the exotic look to them. Do you know what I'm saying? They have,
Yeah.
it's like they're not, so it's like, they're kind of short, they have the same kind of body type, so it's kind of like Janae wouldn't want to compete with a girl like Mandy.
Right, they're
Camilla's
totally
a
different.
good person to compete with.
Yes and no, but I mean, Camilla just doesn't care.
Yeah.
And that's what makes Camilla look hotter, because it's like,
Yeah.
I know I'm hot. I know what I am.
Yeah.
Like, you're really going through what? Like, I don't even know your name to like
Yeah.
talk to you. Like, why do you hate me?
Yeah.
And then she got offended. You don't know my name. Like, no, bitch,
Yeah.
I don't know your name. We've been here for how long? Like,
And then Jasmine, like, all of a sudden thought since she called Janae Jasmine was like, oh my God, you have a problem with me? And it was like, no, she just like misunderstood.
and so
Well,
here's
that's how they do it in Houston.
right.
Yeah,
And now
exactly.
here's the two types of crazy. The two types of crazy is Teresa and Jasmine.
Yeah, Teresa who just all of
Teresa
a
is
sudden was like,
about something. Teresa's the crazy, like, I'm a good girl, but I'm gonna snap and I'm gonna really
Yeah.
get in your face. Like, she really got in her.
Your
I thought
face,
she was
like,
gonna.
yeah.
I thought she was gonna mess her up. And
Yeah.
I was like, Jasmine, you better put your little chihuahua self down someplace.
Chihuahua, perfect. I was trying to find a word to describe her. She is a chihuahua. Perfect.
And then there's
I love you,
Jasmine
Justin.
crazy, who. I'm from Houston. I'm from clap, hand claps, clap,
I'm gonna
clap.
punch a
I'm from
mirror.
Houston. I'm pretending like someone's holding me back until someone actually pulls me back, and then I go crazy. And then you're in a room smashing mirrors and like, what did you accomplish other than looking crazy on national television? Now, see, if she was in the bad girl's house, Teresa would have went in that room and taken the mirror and you want to break mirrors, and smash that on her. That's why Jasmine needs to go to the bad girl's house for rehab. She needs to understand you're not crazy and you're not a bad girl. These girls will
Do they
put
have
you in
Bad
check.
Girls Club Houston?
Yeah, I'm sure they have, but they'll ship her to wherever she needs to go. Because I did not appreciate Jasmine this episode.
I don't like her. But like, remember we saw that clip of like her at Cancun, and she like literally just like came in and like stormed into the room, and everybody is sitting there like, what the fuck is going on right now? And like,
I said
Ty,
to you,
too.
I was like, was
Yeah.
that serious or was she joking? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, and I
She
remember
was
like
psyched on that show.
Oh
Johnny was like sitting there just like this is amazing. And Ty was like, I don't know what he said, but it was really funny. And it was just like, but Johnny said, he was like, these rookie girls, they're not backing down. By the way, I'd be so scared.
That's what gets you kicked off these shows.
Yeah.
Like, if I was Janae, well, first of all, it doesn't even matter because both of you girls just isolated yourself.
Yeah.
From everybody.
Yeah.
Jasmine looks crazy, and I can't even believe Sarah was like trying to console her. Like,
but Sarah's like really nice and like,
yeah.
I like Sarah. Sarah's like the sane one.
Exactly. And, you know, I like her too. And she was probably being nice to Jasmine to probably save Camilla or Teresa from being kicked out because they probably would have really.
Jasmine's very mature. Or not Jasmine. Sarah's very mature.
Yeah, definitely not Jasmine.
Definitely not Jasmine.
Yeah, so I mean, whatever. Jasmine is just insane right now. So then we get to the jungle. And wait, I want to rewind real quick. Because I got to say, I will give Jasmine and credit that she's working with her teammate. However, what was the thing at the beginning of the challenge?
They couldn't figure out who to put in last. But it's like, how stupid are these people? Okay, who to put the order in? Have you never watched? You're going to these challenges. Have you never watched? You put yourself in last, and you put the person the strongest people in front.
Right.
Like they put Laurel and Cara Maria and like Paula and Evelyn like in the back.
Yeah,
like,
that makes no sense.
No sense. And put themselves in the middle. It was so weird. But what happened, which I was on, which I liked about Janae, is the only thing Jasmine cared about
was
Tyree like being in a good position. And that's why like I'll always like Janae more than Jasmine, because like Janae's annoying, but Jasmine's like a really just fucking crazy, like she's just insane.
That's the way they make him in Houston.
And it's like, here's the thing, all of Janae's things, it's like about insecurity. Like her, like I can tell it's like personal insecurity, like she needs to, and she was the same way in Cancun, like she needs to have attention. Like Jasmine, this is just being like crazy.
Yeah.
Like this isn't like a sad girl who I feel bad for. Like this is she's just insane. I'm sorry.
All right, so then we get to the jungle, and basically I liked the last week's challenge for the jungle better. I thought it was a little more creative on MTV's half.
We've seen this one 1,000 times. They've done this, and they just call it something different every time.
Right.
They think changing names will make it creative.
Yeah.
They strapped them together, and basically, like football, or actually like sumo wrestling, they have to like push them out of the circle. I give credit to Davis.
Davis?
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna be the real weak link.
Yeah.
Now it was hard to like pay attention, but who was against Davis?
Wes.
It was Wes.
Yeah.
Kenny's bigger than Wes, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta give Davis credit. Like I really didn't think he was gonna be able to hold up the way he did. And I gotta say I'm disappointed with Tyree.
Yeah.
You talked all that. You went to Jasmine saying, "Oh no, they're gonna put me in and I'm gonna come back, and then they're gonna put me in again and I'm gonna come back," and all this stuff. And you weren't strategic about this at all.
But like David says, like Tyree's always been like that. Like he quit one of the challenges. He was first down another. Like he just can't compete in any challenges. And Davis, like he always goes out relatively early, but he's always tough and scrappy. So I give him more credit than Tyree.
Yeah. Yeah,
and it's like, if you notice, like, okay, you know Davis is weaker than you and smaller. And if you watch, and watching the challenge, you could see the reason why they lost was because the two of them were getting Davis out of the circle first, and then Tyree would fall with him. And it's just like, there are ways around that.
Yeah.
Use your brain. And even with Davis, I was kind of annoyed because Tyree should have taught him to go lower than what he was going. Even though I know Wes is like a bulldog and just crazy.
Yeah.
So,
and a Greek god.
yes. And I mean, 3 in a row. Like, Tyree, you could have got 1.
Yeah, that was weird. Usually I was surprised because usually they do two out of 3.
Yeah. Well, no, they do. They'll do 3 rounds, but they give him the third.
I thought 7 last year. One of them, like that rings one. Or was that 3?
It was 2 out of 3. The rings,
yeah.
the rings was 2 out of 3.
Well, it was.
I like that one.
I did like that one. That one was the best out of the pushing because you're like actually like tackling each other and like wrestling.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that was basically the episode. I liked this episode better than last week's.
Yeah.
Last week they took too long to introduce people. There wasn't enough drama for me. Adam gave me a little something. I was kind of surprised Ty was quiet this episode.
Yeah, he made that was the thing, that comment he made. It was like he was making fun of the fight. I should have written it down. He was making
fight
of the
girls.
fight that
like no one cares or something.
Yeah. Yeah, like no one cares. Exactly, that's what he said. He was like, no one cares what your name is. Like what? Yeah, like what?
And it's
what you think.
It's really true. I guess I should say that for predictions, but as far as Jasmine and Janae go. But yeah, so I mean, before we head over to a commercial break, any last comments about the episode that you guys picked up? Or...
I think I like this one better just because Adam wasn't in it. So
Yeah.
The sooner he was gone, the better off I think the show is as a whole. Get rid of that guy. Hopefully, never let him back again.
I agree to a point.
Yeah.
I kind of wish Adam made it to the set. I wish the Adam drama happened this
Tonight.
episode. Reason being, Adam is a jerk off, but he can add a level of entertainment.
Yeah.
He can add that extra. I would have preferred to have seen Adam get into that with Ty, and then at the beginning of the episode, and then Jasmine and Janae get into.
I would like to see like Adam in another fight, like another fight happen, and see Adam's reaction.
Right.
He would find a way to get involved.
Yeah.
And throw his little slap.
Well, and what it was, the thing that disappointed me last week with the whole Adam situation, I wanted Adam to get in an argument with Wes or CT, with like one of the jocks, like someone who could really like put him in his place, like
really F
Ty
him
just
up.
didn't really care,
Yeah.
and it was stupid. So in that sense, I kind of wish Adam held it out for one more episode, but they brought Mike in. Now, what are your thoughts of Mike being brought into the challenge?
I think it's just basically to save Leroy. And otherwise, who else you going to pair him up with? So I like it in that regard, but as a whole, it's like he's like Leroy's best friend, and everyone else, theoretically, is just a rival. So it gives them an advantage. But
Yeah.
I'm happy to see him since I liked him and Leroy on Las Vegas. So
Right. Yeah, they're my favorite team. I'm trying to root for.
Yeah.
I don't like Mike.
I don't like Mike, but I
don't
love
like him.
Leroy that much.
By the
he
way,
can
that tweet
overshine
was
everything.
so funny.
Which one?
That he tweeted to
Adam
tweeted. And by the way, okay, so I have no idea what part Jesse has written in this. So Jesse retweets something to me that says Roy Lee, Adam, and Adam said, it says, guess what I'm doing right now? And then it says masturbating to frat pad, and then hilarious, and then my name. So I'm like, I don't know who said what. This is hysterical, but I don't know who said what. But
no, what happened was
Adam said,
guess what I'm doing tonight? And Leroy retweeted it and wrote
masturbating to frat pad.
And then I sent
Said
that
hilarious.
to you because I just knew you would get that and respect that. I should have sent that to Mari because Mari would have really liked that one too. But I thought that was hilarious. And I thought it was even funnier on Leroy's behalf of the fact of,
Yeah.
like the whole thing. We all know Leroy's drama with Adam, but I just love how centered he is. He just did.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how calm he was when Adam got pulled off by the producers.
Yeah.
Like, you're screwing with my money. You're screwing
Yeah.
with the first time I'm ever on a challenge. Like, I'm on TV again.
Yeah.
That's just the type of guy he is, though. I mean,
Yeah.
Do
he's
you
not
think
like one
it's-
of these guys who's already out in like Los Angeles or whatever. He's still working as a garbage man, so he's still like the same humble and thoughtful guy he's always been. So
Well,
you gotta
okay,
respect that.
but do we think that it was that, or do we think that maybe he kind of knew, like, okay,
I
they're
think he
gonna keep
knew. Well,
Yeah,
okay.
possible.
First of all, I think he expected that from Adam.
him. Yeah.
I think he knew Adam was gonna. Adam's in a house with a bunch of crazy ass drunks. He knows. So I think he kind of expected it. I think it was a mix of different things of who he is and the fact that he expected it, and that they wouldn't kick him out.
Right.
So
Alrighty. Well, with that, we're gonna head over to a commercial break, and when we get back, we have a bunch of predictions to make from this episode and from what we saw for next week.
Want to find out what the AfterBuzz is about?
Janice is a drama queen.
This is the divide that is going to carry the series.
Give us a call. 424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
It's television, and they want it to be as dramatic as possible.
I mean, it's Shakespearean.
You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Find out why AfterBuzz TV is the #1 source for after-show content.
Now, in the eyes of Jimmy, Nucky is a villain.
424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
I mean, who would you guys rather hear that from? Your husband or your best friend?
The wig will come out.
When the TV show is over, get your AfterBuzz on.
All right, so we are back, and we're about to get into predicciones.
where's the thank you?
Music.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, well, we're looking at them right up on the screen. Jasmine and Janae.
I think there's a girl elimination next week. If they don't win, they're definitely going in. And
Did they get disqualified? They did.
yeah, they're definitely going in. And it's a Heights one, which leads Mike to start crying, but that's a whole different story.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
We'll go into that, but
Kenny,
yeah.
Are you kidding me? Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, so they're definitely on the chopping block, as they say,
I mean,
frequently.
they left it with her still crazy. She didn't like really calm down. If they do get sent in, I want another argument. I want another fight out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll probably get it.
You said you think we'll get one?
Yeah, I think so.
But we did.
Jasmine, don't
but here's
disappoint.
the thing, they didn't preview that. They previewed CT and Wes.
Well, MTV's also infamous for.
CT and Wes
Misleading.
going crazy because CT has a thing with Mandy.
Well, so that's what it was over?
Okay, Wes doesn't think Mandy should be hooking up with CT.
Yeah.
I mean, Wes, please don't get involved with
Yeah.
people's relationships.
He's the last person. Like, first of all, if you only date like people who have been on Real World Road Rules challenges, like he went from Johanna, who like I liked them together, but she was like kind of crazy too.
Was she? Oh yeah, she was.
Yeah, she was kind of, and then she went to Kellyanne,
It's also crazy.
who was also crazy. And wasn't she a lesbian at one point?
I can't follow it.
Wasn't
Not too sure.
Didn't she have like a brief, like?
Yeah. Wasn't she with like Evelyn on like the island or one of those?
Yeah, they're like best. Oh,
Wait, with Evelyn?
no, wait. That's why Kenny and Wes hate each other, because Johanna also hooked up with
Yeah.
Kenny on the island.
On the island, but wasn't like Kellyanne there with
Evelyn,
That was
like,
the whole thing. Like
well,
everyone hated Evelyn on that one,
they're-
except for Kellyanne.
No, they're apparently best friends.
Okay, they weren't hooking up or anything.
I don't know. By the way, Evelyn has not pulled out the visor. She's like wearing the flower in her hair. Like Evelyn's been like put together this season. Sorry. Back to predictions.
Trying to get all glam.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I really like Evelyn this season.
But anyways, so CT and Mandy, I think they make a cute couple.
I mean, it's funny because when we talked to Leroy, he said you get so involved with these people because
they're the only people you see.
They're the only people you see. They're the only people that know what you've been through because going through a real world or any of these type of experiences is something that nobody can relate to. And you grow that bond. So I can understand why Wes ends up with all these girls. But, is it safe? Smart? No, because you're just going to have all these ex-girlfriends and the challenges who are going to kick you up.
But at least him being cast in more challenges, there's more people who hate him, so it works out for him in the long run.
Exactly.
Do you know they get paid to do it, too?
Oh, I would assume so. They're gone for so long.
Yeah.
Do you know how much?
I don't know how much, but they get paid, too.
So CT and Wes, I don't think that either of them are stupid enough to actually fight.
No. No punches will be thrown.
It'll be all in the face, yelling.
But it'll be all in the face,
all right, so
male aggression.
Yeah. Mike crying. Looked like he cut himself or something.
But you never know with MTV editing, that could be somebody else.
Oh, that's true.
But here's the thing. Those group of boys, if there's one group of guys you don't want to cry in front of, it's the group on this one.
Yeah. It looked like they were on a diving board.
It looks like they were like off a plank.
A diving board.
It was like a plank, and they were jumping into jumping off of something into water. And
hopefully this doesn't because looking at the previews, we don't see that much of certain people, and I know they do that on purpose, but Mike and Leroy, I don't really see them a lot in future previews.
I've seen 2 clips of them.
From the future previews?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, the only thing that leads me to think that they do kind of make a little more is we watched that behind the scenes with Mike talking about what he thought of everybody when he first met them.
Yeah.
And there weren't too many people there.
But it's a big house.
That's true.
They're always in different places.
Yeah. So there we go.
That's all.
All we got for
predictions. Thanks for joining us,
yes.
Steve.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so I hope we're going to have you next week.
I should be around. Sounds good to me.
Alrighty, well, buzz us later, and ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next week. Not same time.
No.
We'll be back on our regular scheduled programming here at AfterBuzz TV.
Here at AfterBuzz
TV. And we'll catch you next week. Peace.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.